Hey everyone, it's Sumit once again coming at you with a video. It's March 19th, and I thought I'd give you a quick update on the situation of the virus, the supply chain issues, some of the inventory levels for the detailing supplies that we have. I'll also speak a little bit about some of my past videos. If you haven't seen those, go back and check them out from a couple of weeks ago. It's very, very clear now that what I was telling you back then, I already had more information than most of what the news media or the channels were telling you and showing you. The reason I had more insights and more knowledge about the situation was, one, I had traveled to some of the countries overseas and I got to see things firsthand. And those were the places where things got impacted first. And second, I also was able to kind of talk to some of the manufacturers and suppliers who make things for us and we buy raw materials from. So they gave me the real information on the ground as opposed to what the media was telling me, or telling us rather. So one of the interesting things, if you haven't watched my previous videos, go back and take a look at some of them and see some of the timelines of those videos and see how all of this is playing out. This is exactly how I said it would play out. I said in my previous videos that there would be, when I first started making these videos, there was this concept of, is this real or is this fake news? Is this fear mongering or is it really a thing? Is it going to affect me or am I bulletproof and it's not going to affect me? So obviously some of those things have become very clear over the past few weeks. But I want to give you an update of where we are. I said in my past video that there's going to be a slow reaction. So the media is going to trail and it's going to be a little behind of actual reality. And then it's going to swing from a late reaction to an overreaction. So we are right now in that cusp of going from late reaction to overreaction. So I actually have good news today, which is surprising because if you turn the TV on or look at any news media, it's going to tell you everything is falling down. We're still not out of the woods. We are still in a situation where if we handle our situation the way China did, I think we'll come out ahead. If we handle our situation here of the virus the way Italy has, I think there's going to be a lot of pain ahead. So what do I mean by that? I mean two different things. One, so when China knew there was a problem, they locked down the area pretty hard. They did things like social distancing and they took it very seriously. They mandated it. Italy, Iran took a different approach. They're like, you know what? We'll deal with it. Let people still mingle, hang out with each other, and we'll see how bad it gets. And we'll have our healthcare system come at it at the back end and we'll take care of it. Obviously, that second approach is not working very well. I just got news from one of the media news channels that the deaths in Italy have exceeded those in China. Now think about that for a second. Look at the population of Italy and look at the population of China, where this thing originated. Obviously, the two approaches of tackling the problem are very different and they had very different outcomes. Again, I'm very hopeful about how US handles this situation. I know a lot of people are doing very critical things to make sure that this doesn't expand beyond a situation that we can't handle. So that's a quick update on the virus situation. So supply chain. So here's the good news. So some of the factories that we do interact with that do make stuff for us are actually opening. So they are reaching out and saying, hey, do you want to put in your next order? What do you want to get made? So we are having some of those engagements. Now the question is, which is still up in the air a little bit, is how quickly can these factories get up and running? Yes, they do want to take our orders. They do want to understand what we want to buy from them for the remaining parts of the year, next few months. But I still don't have confidence in them being able to produce these items at the normal scale. So what I mean by that is normally I would pick up the phone, send them an email and say, hey, this is the items that we're looking for. We are running low on one of our microfiber towels. So make me some more Sucker Juniors and Sucker towels. And they would be like, no problem. They'll get it into their supply chain, they'll procure the materials, they'll weave the fabric, they'll send me some couple of samples, I'll review the samples, I'll give them the go ahead, they'll make the product, and depending on the quantity, it either gets on a plane, gets here, or gets on a boat, comes here via ship. And I still feel it's not that smooth anymore. I mean, there's still some hiccups in the ability of the factory to produce as fast as they normally do. And that's normal, it's expected, right? But that's where I feel like we could get back to a normal situation fairly soon, but it could also be delayed based on just what interactions we have here, whether we seal our borders, we lock our borders, we restrict our ports and airports from things coming in. So now the problem has become more on the US side of things, not so much on the factories that make these things. Now there's one caveat there. I want to point out Italy. So Italy makes the Comet pressure washers, it makes the AR Blue pressure washers, it makes the guns, the MV925 guns, the nozzles. I think that's going to get impacted. And again, I don't want to be someone who tries to raise fear for the sake of it. I do have low confidence that these factories in Italy are going to be able to produce these items anytime soon. And what that means is it's going to put a little bit pressure here on the seasonality of coming on our spring summer season, where tends to be higher demand for pressure washers, MV925 heavy duty guns, nozzles, that kind of stuff. There's going to be a little bit of pressure. We're not going to run out anytime soon, but I think when we do run out, there will be some level of hesitation of how quickly we can replenish them. All right. So my next point in terms of supply chain was coming back to and talking about some of the inventory levels. We're still healthy here, Luxury Microfiber DPC. We're still healthy here from an inventory standpoint. We're still shipping out orders. However, now each time we go to UPS or UPS is picking up, I see less and less staff there. They have come on a limited schedule, and they are asking me if what we are shipping is an essential supply item or not. We don't fall into that category of being an essential supply item, but they are still accepting our boxes, so we are still shipping out. That can change anytime. The last point I want to focus on is some of the interactions on the financial markets. So I do watch the financial markets pretty closely, and I think there's Wall Street and then there's Main Street, right? So Main Street always reacts based on media, and I think Wall Street or the economic financial markets, they get their data from other sources, from what's actually going on overseas. So this is very anecdotal, but think about it like this. Wall Street will react faster to what's going on than Main Street, because Main Street's going to trail Wall Street. What that means is once the financial market starts looking better, and I know I'm saying that on past few weeks that have been absolute bloodbath in the financial markets, but once the financial market starts looking better, that's a leading indicator. It'll show you that things are actually getting better. Now, it may not feel better because, like I said, the Main Street media is going to trail Wall Street. So Wall Street's economic financial data is going to get this news faster, and the stock market will start adjusting sooner than we start feeling better. So said in a different way, in the US, things will still start climbing in terms of number of cases of coronavirus, but the stock market will start improving. So watch for those signs. Those signs tell me that things are actually getting better. So that will be an indicator for you to watch out for as we move forward. Again, I'll keep providing these updates for you. Hopefully they're helpful. I highly recommend go check out some of my old videos, not for any other fact that I actually think that I was spot on everything that I said in the previous few weeks. And that gives you some indication to the credibility of the sources where I get my information. So again, if you like it, please share this video, subscribe. I don't monetize these videos, so I can say things like coronavirus and I don't have to worry about YouTube demonetizing my video. My goal here is to provide you with information so you can be better equipped for what's coming down the road. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.